Hey dear, Zinzi here, and we have a whole new year and a whole new year of new manga releases, and I am so excited right now because I feel like we are really undergoing a manga renaissance in the English market. Like when I go into Barnes and Noble, it's just filled with manga, and we are getting more and more manga licenses for manga that have been long on my wish list. So I feel like manga is becoming more accessible and I am happy. So let's go over some of my most anticipated new releases for this year. First, we are starting with a manga that's part of a genre that I don't typically gravitate towards. I usually go for dark, speculative fiction, but this one is a wholesome, contemporary, modern slice of life, and that is Insomniacs After School by Makoto Ojiro. And this one looks adorable. It's about two night owls who decide to make a secret hideout out of their high school's abandoned observatory. However, one day when a teacher catches them sneaking in, they come up with an agreement that they will restart their school's astronomy club so that they can keep using the observatory. And then they have to recruit new members and deal with all that. And it just looks like a manga that shows a love for the nighttime and the sky, which I'm just obsessed with. So I feel like I will really enjoy this one. And it also has an anime coming out, so keep an eye out for that. Next, we have an art-themed manga called The Essence of Being a Muse by Fumino Aya, and this one centers around a 20-something-year-old office worker who is tired with her boring office job, and she's tired of living up to her overbearing mother's expectations. So one day she's just had enough, and she decides to run away from home and pursue her true love for art. And this seems just kind of like a relatable story because I feel like we don't get as many manga with the 20-something-year-old age group dealing with navigating life, so this one seems really gripping. Next, we have a critically acclaimed crime drama called Don't Call It Mystery by Yumi Tomura, and this one centers around a brilliant college student who is wrongly accused of murder. So he decides to take matters into his own hands and track down the culprit in order to clear his name. And I've heard such good things about this one, and it seems kind of like an episodic series where he deals with a new case, a new mystery for each volume, and it kind of gives me modern day Sherlock Holmes vibes, so it sounds right up my alley. Next, we have a horror, queer, romance, and hello! That is totally up my alley because I'm gay and I'm a weirdo who loves stuff like Hannibal and weird, messed up, questionable romances. So anyways, this one is called The Summer Hikaru Died by Mokumo Kuren. The story centers around two tight-knit childhood friends named Yoshiki and Hikaru. However, one summer when Hikaru goes off into the mountains, when he comes back, something is off about him. So Yoshiki decides to confront him, and Hikaru reveals this monstrous alien-like form and confesses his love. So poor Yoshiki is left in a difficult spot and has to decide what their relationship will be moving forward. Okay, next we have a sci-fi mystery called King in Limbo by Ai Tanaka, and this one is set in a world where there was this deadly sleeping sickness that swept across the world, and 8 years later there's this retired Navy officer who's alerted that, hey, the sickness might be coming back, so he's tasked with the job of tracking down this mysterious man who is supposedly able to cure the sickness by telepathically somehow diving into the memories of others. And this one sounds super trippy, and also I really enjoyed Ai Tanaka's previous series that I discussed on this channel called Apple Children of Aeon. She's really excellent at character writing, so I look forward to this one as well. Okay, I'm cheating a little bit with the next one because it's technically a manhwa, but it's such an incredible story that I'm including it on this list anyway. And I am talking about Horizon by Jeon Ji-hoon. And the story centers around two orphans who live in this brutal post-apocalyptic world who are traveling in search of peace and safety, and this one just kind of takes you on this sort of soul-crushing, emotional roller coaster, kind of like something along the lines of The Road. So brace yourself, this one will make you bawl your eyes out. And in case you're not patient enough to wait for the physical release, it is also currently on Webtoon. Okay, we have another dystopian, and this one is called Soloist and Caged by Shiro Moriya, and this one centers around a brother and sister who are orphans who live in this like icy prison city, and when they try to escape, they are tragically separated. So the sister comes back years later after having trained in fighting and stuff, and she tries to track down and reunite with her baby brother. And the artwork is absolutely gorgeous for this one. It's also on Manga Plus, but it's such a beautiful series that it'll be nice to own it and have it on your shelf. Okay, next we have an iconic series that I'm so happy to finally get in English, and that is Homunculus by Hideo Yamamoto. And this one centers around this man who is homeless, he's impoverished, he's in need of money. So when a medical student approaches him with an offer of like, hey, can I drill a hole into your brain and I'll pay you a whole bunch of money, he decides to screw it and just go ahead and get the procedure. At first, he doesn't really notice side effects, but then he starts seeing like these monstrous homunculi in every person he encounters, so he has to deal with his newfound perception of the world. And yeah, it's just an iconic series about like humanity and transformation and philosophy, and it's just the kind of series that is my jam. Okay, last but not least, we have another dream license, and that is Innocent by Shinichi Sakamoto. And this one centers around the Sampson family, who are a real-life family of executioners, or they were during the French Revolution. And this is a bloody historical drama that's full of melodrama and really deliciously gothic art, and it looks incredible. I think my one complaint though is that this is going to be released in a omnibus edition. I think it's 1 through 3. So we are going to miss out on the beautiful, beautiful individual volume covers. Like for me, I prefer to first collect individual covers and then have a special edition, kind of like what Seven Seas did with The Girl from the Other Side, where they had the regular editions and then for collectors they have the special omnibus editions, because I just find it easier to read the single volumes. That's just my nitpick. Alright, those are my most highly anticipated new manga volume releases for this year, and if I missed any of yours, let me know down in the comments below. And also, later this month, I will be doing a wrap-up of my favorite new manga of last year, so you have that to look forward to as well. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later. See ya!